live. So here I am. You have to forgive me. I was having trouble in my editing software. Um, I was chatting with this guy over here, Mr. Mission Control YouTube channel. He's got 500 subscribers. I've got 150 subscribers. We're small time, but every once in a while we leave each other comments. This is the democratization of news. This is the democratization of news in action. And he gave me a shout out, so I'm going to give him a shout out. Here's his video.
Hey, Machiavelli. Hey, Don, what's up? Hey, Judith. NASA. Yeah, geoengineering. The geoengineering going on with the they've given up on. We'll tell you what's going on with that real quick before we get into that Michigan militia raid. They've started using, like they come out and said the other week ago, after Dutch Sense found the beams on the radar on the satellite, and who else does that? Tattoot or Wages World. This is Wages World now, and then another guy that sounds just like Wages World. Got that Southern Louisiana accent, but anyway. Dutch Sense, they're both friends of Dutch Sense, but Dutch Sense found those DEW beams, directed energy weapon beams, out on the West Coast on satellite the other week ago, and then seen them over the New Madrid hotspots that he found here just this weekend too. And then the DoD came out and admitted that Russia and China knowingly has directed energy weapon satellites in space that they could or could not be using. And so we all know that's a cover for we're using directed energy weapon satellites. And since we're using them, we're letting everyone else use them. And we haven't started a war in space yet. And all that shit, So moon control, mission control. It's ground control to Major Tom, Machiavelli. It's ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. That's David Bowie's Space Odyssey. Anyway, the DEW weapons, like I said, we have them, they have them. Who's to say who's starting the fires and earthquakes and whether they're trying to initiate earthquakes and fires or stall out the earthquakes, release pressure because of the magma plume horn that's pushing up. Yellowstone is the closest to the surface, but there's a horn that juts out. And Arkansas has got volcanism down south of Arkansas where the diamond mines are. That was an old volcano. So in Hot Springs, Arkansas is the aquifer goes down to the hot layer above the magma horn and pushes hot water and steam up through the springs. But that's a place I keep an eye on. If Hot Springs ever dried up, if the springs dried up, it would be a telltale sign that there's a volcano fixing to erupt down south there around Little Rock Hot Springs. But we've got pressure from a magma plume horn that's being influenced by the solar cycle and by the sun and these Lagrange points. Terrell Black Star and WSO channel has people on there talking about it. The dark star, the planet X, I call it a Lagrange point because We don't have any evidence that it's an actual object. Not really. And the theory is that it's in the daytime sky is why we don't, and it's a fairly large object that has gravitational effects and cycles through the solar system every 360 to 3,000 years. So, I just think it's a Lagrange point of some sort caused by the magnetic portals all the planets and the sun have connected to each other with, that they cross through, and it creates these various Lagrange points in cyclical time that affects the atmospheres and the interior workings of the planets. All the planets right now the atmospheres are changing slowly or drastically, as a matter of fact. Venus has got a new storm on it, a storm spot on it, and Jupiter's changing. It gained an extra storm here a few years ago when this all started going down, when the last solar maximum was happening. And we really are going into uncharted territory here, because written history, as far as the Sumerians were concerned, was well after the last ice age occurred, and we're going into what would I'll put a diaper on it and call it a mini ice age, but I think it might be a longer one than that. It might be a major ice age, guys, and we might not survive it in multiples. Hopefully the human race and our species survives it in some form or another, maintains our genetic code, but we're going to have to alter it significantly and probably become transhumanistic and checking the chat right there. Become transhumanistic. We're approaching a singularity. So the Michigan militia riots, what happened was there was a movement to capture the mayor there, or the governor. I can't remember which. I think it was a mayor. But so these people got connected with one of the militias there in Michigan, and was it Michigan or anyway, up north there, those fucking crazy fuckers planned on kidnapping the governor and mayor, and got caught, and the FBI raided them, arrested several individuals, and that comes on the boot heels of Facebook and Twitter. Now, I don't know if YouTube ran a purge, because I don't have any content, but the letter in between P and R, Anon, you know what I'm saying, got purged off of Facebook. All the groups and pages and individuals purporting in between P and R, Anon, got taken down yesterday and the day before. My group, Deep State Watchdogs, got hit because it had content in there that was just
All right. Like I said, I had problems editing the videos. I gotta find a timestamp, and even then, I don't know if I'm gonna play the entire video. I forget. But coming up right here,
name implies. So just checking chat there for a second. But anyway, guys, that's the news. They're wanting to use the 25th Amendment. I think it's Article 4 that says if a president becomes medically by use of medicines distraught or crazy, basically, then they can use Article 4, Amendment 25 to unseat him and then the next in line, which would be Pence, would have to take over unless he was deemed unfit too. So they're probably just itching for him to come down with COVID. So, even if they won, even if Pence and Trump won the election, they wouldn't they wouldn't be able to take office because of the 25th Amendment in action. But there's no visible signs that Trump's demented any more than what he was before, you know. And the only craziness I've seen Trump do is when he was part of the WWE or the WWF or whatever, when he was doing his wrestling stint, and when he was doing the "You're Fired" show, the entrepreneur or whatever. But that's all I've ever seen crazy from him. Really, everything else he's just a blowhard, regular egotistical guy, But shit, to be in a position of power, you got to be egotistical. You got to be maniacal a little bit. You got to push the envelope, counter your opposition with tooth and nail, or you don't get anywhere. You don't get the country anywhere. You won't get the country anywhere. And I support Trump. I'm going to vote for him again because he's the only fucking viable option there is. Even if he is been, what do you call it, compromised. I'm tripping over my words here. Coffee's getting to me. Even if he is compromised, and even if both sides are the same side of one coin in bringing this country to its knees, I'm still going to vote. I'm not going to throw my right to vote away. And when you got to vote for one or the other guy, it's going to be Trump. So, and because that's what I would like to believe in. See, I would like to believe in the system and Trump, because I get a government check, I get a state check, from government monies for disability every month. I rely on that. So I want to believe in the fucking truth and justice and shit, and that the system works. Because if I don't believe in it, I would manifest my check out of existence. And I can't do that because I can't fucking work with a mask on at this point in time with everything going on. I can't work with a mask on. I've got breathing problems. Hey,
Like I said, I've been having editing problems. You know that clip is supposed to go on much longer. He gives me a shout out. Anyways, um, he got his point across regarding the political spectrum, and there, to sum it up, there are a lot of people out there who rely on the government. There are a lot of people who have been shafted by big corporations. Fracking is a good example of the recent, damages that have been done to families who were just innocent bystanders. And they're damaged for life. They can't work. Now with these mask mandates, a lot of people with these health problems, they can't work. And so, the government, the purpose of having a government, whether you believe in this administration, any past administration or not, the purpose of the government is to be there to help people that require the help. And the purpose of healthy citizens is to be able to support a government to help the citizens who are not healthy, So I hear what this guy is saying, and so just the general welfare of the general citizens, he wants to believe in the system. However, maybe it's time that we as people start looking out for each other, and start lending each other a helping hand. Like I said, the title for this video, right, was inspired by a song by Cannabis, Good Equals Evil. And one of the parts that I really liked about the song is we still have to choose, right? But choosing not to choose is a choice. You don't have to choose between what they give you, because they only present you two choices, and they make one choice so bad that it seems like the other choice is a good choice. That's what they do. So just remember, silence is a very powerful voice at times. That's what we all need to remember. Here's the song. You can listen to it. If I play it, I'll get So, anyways, go on and check out Mr. Mission Control over on YouTube. He does news updates almost daily, twice daily at times. So, anyways, that's the stream.